Hey, welcome back, y'all. My apologies. I was supposed to have done a review on Love and Marriage Huntsville Reunion Part 2 yesterday, but I could not find my recording phone. Like, I have a phone that I use just for recording videos for YouTube, and I could not find it. And by the time I found it, it was like 10 o'clock at night, and that's when I started getting sleepy. Okay, so I apologize for that, but we are back. Here we are. So I know by this time it's Tuesday evening, so I'm pretty sure you guys have already seen the part 2 of the reunion for Love and Marriage Huntsville, and you've probably seen some of the reviews by now, but I'm gonna go over what I have because I did write my notes the day of when I watched. So here we go. I understand why they have 3 parts now, because at first, when they had the season finale, I was like, okay, this season kind of drug a little. How are they going to squeeze this out into 3 parts? And it's like, okay, I can see where this is going. So Nell talks about how her feelings are hurt because Mel didn't acknowledge that her and Chris, her husband, were mentors for her and Martell. Now, when we first got introduced to the Fletchers, they were in that mentoring role. Like, they were out. I remember the scene that I can remember firsthand is when they were sitting outside and the Fletchers are talking, and Martell started going off at the gums, talking about she's satisfying me, and that pissed Mel off. She should have threw that glass of lemonade at his head. I'm sorry. We don't condone violence on this channel. But she ended up throwing a glass at the ground. That was the first scene that I saw with them. So I could understand, and so I could understand how that hurt Nell's feelings, because there was a scene, I think it was last season, where Melody was like, "You're my mentor," and she was, to me it was too much. Like, to laugh in that woman's face, even if you feel like she wasn't, I felt like that was too much to sit there, laugh in her face, run up and down the counter and all that stuff, because Nell considers her mentor. And they were talking about how Nell's mother was dying around the time she was mentoring Mel and Martell, right? So I've looked at a few comments, and people are like, well, if your mom is dying, you should be with her and not Melody. And I get it. I mean, I guess she was just throwing it in there like, I care about you so much that I was willing to take time away from her a little bit, from my mother a little bit, to counsel you and Martell. But even if Melody didn't feel like she was her mentor, that one scene, laughing, running up and down, I think that was too much. So we get all into Destiny's business. So I want to talk about this part. Now, this part, we pretty much talk about Destiny and Lance. Lance is Nell's son, and she's a few years older than him. And Destiny wouldn't say her age, which I don't get it. Like, if you're 42, own it. Like, we're all gonna age. That's what happens when you don't die. We're gonna get there. I'll be 42 in 4 years. My birthday's next month. I'll be 38. 40 is right around the corner, and I have no problem telling people that, like, that's life. You're not gonna be, so I don't understand that, why she was, anytime someone asked her age, I'm grown. It's like, girl, you act like Google doesn't exist. Wikipedia is there. They could have whipped the phone out right there on the stage and said, well, let's say that you was born in 1982. You see what I'm like? That part was dumb to me. Just say your age, girl. So that whole scene was pretty much about her, Lance. Does Nell think that Destiny would make a good daughter-in-law? Well, come to find out, that scene was replaced. They replaced that. No, let me get it straight. There's a scene that did not air on OWN, and it ended up coming out on the internet. And I guess that's where they put the quote-unquote the Destiny and Lance thing. what we saw on the internet, actually saw it on Twitter to be exact, where Destiny was accusing Melody and Martell of grooming her for like a threesome, and saying that Melody was going down on Martell in the limo and the whole cast was there. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, wow. And a lot of people don't believe Destiny. I'm like Kimmy. I don't put anything past anyone. I don't know. I don't even know why she brought it up. Are you pressing charge? Well, I guess you can't really press charges somebody going down on somebody in front of you, but I don't. That was just a lot. Okay. I'm like, Destiny. And then there was one part on here where Carlos was like, well, I'm gonna try to land this plane, and she was like, please do. And Carlos, he paused. Okay, a little pregnant pause. I thought he was gonna talk. I said, girl, Destiny, you might not be coming back next season. But for whatever reasons, Carlos was kind of catty. I said this on my last review on the first part. He was a little like kind of mean, kind of aggressive. I don't know if that was just him trying to get straight answers out of people, or if he got some issues with folks behind the scenes. Like, it's like, okay, Carlos. So Sonny comes on stage, and by the time we come back from commercial break, she's already on stage, and he's like, yeah, here's Sonny. And somebody online was saying, didn't nobody clap or nothing? It's like, well, they probably clapped when she was walking out. They didn't show us her walking out. They just showed her already sitting down. You do have to understand, when you're dealing with reality TV, they edit the hell out of stuff and put things together to make it seem like, so that may have been done to make it seem like nobody was clapping for her, when they probably clapped when she was walking out, which we did not see. So Moses is in jail because he wasn't supposed to, I think they're in St. Louis, if I'm not mistaken, or Kansas City, somewhere like that. He wasn't supposed to leave the state. Well, he left to come to Alabama to look at houses in Huntsville, and I guess that violated his parole, probation. I don't know which one he's on, but so he ended up going to jail for that. And I apologize for the ring light. So Sonny was just pretty much talking about it and going all into the system, this, that. I don't think it's that deep with him. He just violated his probation, like. And so we're still in this Sonny Destiny thing. Sonny still denies a friendship. Tisha jumped in and was basically calling what she did trifling. She said, I'm not saying she's trifling, what you did is trifling. And then Sonny fires back with didn't you try to talk to Marcel's friend? I'm like, how does she know all that? Isn't she kind of new? Well, I know she's a producer of the show, but where did that come from? Will we ever like Sonny? I'm indifferent about her because, it's a show. I'm not like all emotionally involved like that. I do feel like what she did was, it's like, come on. Y'all may have not been best friends, but you still were familiar with each other. They may have did some light hanging out, but then again, on Destiny's part, I don't know if she was married, then she was talking, I don't know. Destiny's starting to confuse me. When you get to really just like spacing out like facts, and it's like, oh, okay, this timeline. So they bring out Trish and Ken at the very end, which is basically going to pave the way for part 3 this weekend, right? So a lot of people, I want to talk about this. A lot of people are getting on Trisha's hair, saying the blonde doesn't work well for her. When it comes to blonde, there's different kinds, and it's not your skin color, it's your undertone. So, for example, let's say you're a dark-skinned black woman and you have cool undertones, an ash blonde is going to look better on you than a warm blonde. And vice versa. If you are, let's say you're a black woman and you have warm undertones, an ash blonde wig is going to wash you out really bad. And so maybe that was the issue with Latricia, is she just had a shade that didn't go well. I didn't see anything wrong with it, but I'm just going off of how so many people say they didn't like it. Maybe it was the shade was clashing with her undertones. Now, I saw this on the preview, and I caught it right away when Carlos was asking Tricia, did you sleep with Martell? She was like, no. Did you meet such and such Martell? No. And I'm like, why is she nodding yes? And very sharply too. It wasn't like a no. No, it was a no. Like, girl. And here's the thing. I think they probably did do something and just agreed to keep it under wraps, because that scene when they met up in the gym and Stormy was there, that was it the gym or Stormy's house, something like that. Stormy was there. When they met there, it was just too awkward, and I feel like they probably hooked up a few times and was like, look, we gonna keep this between us, because Martell gonna holler out telling Carlos, you know what, we did sleep together, we did. And when he said it, I was like, oh. Then he gonna hit him with a, I'm just playing. No, I really don't think so. I think they did something. It may have not been sex, but they did something. And a lot of people say Tricia lies all the time and be going back and forth. I feel for Ken though a little bit, because I don't think he knew about this stuff until the show. And I watch enough reality TV to know, man, look, they get all into your business. Whatever skeletons you got in your closet, you need to lay them out right now. Chris didn't say too much this episode, but next episode, the last part, we're going to have Marquez. Is it Marquez or Marquez? Marquez, Tricia's ex-husband. I don't know if their divorce is finalized, but he's going to be on there. They have a mystery guest coming, and a lot of people on Twitter are saying it's Stormy because, you know, they saw her face a little bit before the camera cut. Which, I didn't know Stormy left until I think I was reviewing the season finale. And I'm like, I haven't seen Stormy in like 3 or 4 episodes. And then that's when somebody was like, well, she left. Now, I didn't know that. But good for her, though. I mean, I feel like reality TV is tough. I think it can be tough because you go from being just a regular person to you put your name in on Google, especially YouTube. Here on YouTube, where we got the gossip things going on, you put your name in, you seeing all this stuff. Like, I can see that taking a toll on people. But yeah, we shout out to the cast. Like I said before, I heard that Ken and Marquez got into a fight because they're filming right now. So we know that Marquez is going to be on there next season. We know Trish and Ken are going to be back. I would love to see if they're going to replace Mel with another couple, or maybe replace her with one person, or are they going to let Martell go and then bring in another couple? We'll see. We probably won't see that until it's February. We'll probably see that July, August. Shout out to my 110 subscribers. Shout out to the rest of you as well who are not subscribed, but you know you can by hitting that button for me, all right? Let me know what you think in the comments about this, what's going on with these grooming allegations and part 2 of this reunion. Peace and blessings to every last one of you watching. Until next time.